Now, if you're taking action and you're going at this every single day, if your outcome is making 80 grand a year and you know your reasons why and you're calling Salesforce and putting the work in, what do you guys think step 4 should be if you're taking massive action towards that goal? I like that. The way that I would word that is see what you're getting. See what you're getting. Know your results. Yep, know what's happening. A lot of people just take action and take action, but if you're heading east looking for the sunset, you're not going to find it, right? You're going to find that the sun's over there, and you're like, oh, crap, I'm heading in the wrong direction the entire time. Know what you're getting. You got to see what you're getting. And let me ask you guys this. What if you're not seeing the results that you want to see? Yes. That's it. Step 5, adjust your approach. Adjust your approach. If you're not getting what you want, it's time to change the action that you're taking. Now, the beautiful thing is you're going to go through all these steps in whatever you're going for. You're never going to succeed the first time. And if you did succeed the first time, it kind of stinks. Because then you think every single time you try to do something, you're never going to fail. And the reality is failing is an okay thing. All right, failing at a task like this is different than failing in terms of your life. You're going to have failures. I don't even call them failures. I call them learning experiences. Because you need them. You need them to get better. When I think of adjusting your approach, I think of stories like, have you guys heard the story of Edison, Thomas Edison? Mm-hmm. Does anyone know how many times he tried to create the light bulb?
A lot.
10,000 times. It was exactly 10,000 times. And on the 9,999th time, he tried to create a light bulb. And it created an explosion. And the guy next to him said, Tom, you've been at this for years and years and years, and you're not getting any results. So why do you keep trying to do it? And Tom said, Joe, I don't know his name, but Joe, I didn't fail. I simply found out the 9,999th way to not make a light bulb. And now that it made an explosion, I can use that in my future tests. One more time it took for him to actually successfully create that experiment that resulted in the light bulb that we're now enjoying every single day. One more time. Can you imagine if he had stopped at that time where he had some slight criticism? We wouldn't be in a lit room. Or maybe we would. Someone else would have just created it for him using his research. I think of people like Sylvester Stallone. Has anyone heard his story? Yeah, his story was incredible. He wanted to be an actor, but he wasn't an actor. So he started writing play after play after play and script after script. And he went to the studio and he gave them the script for Rocky. And I love the story. And I'm shortening it. I would highly recommend looking it up. But he gave them the script and they said, oh my God, we love this. We absolutely love this script. We'll give you $25,000 for it right now. And he said, oh my God, that would be absolutely incredible. I'll take that. But I need to be the leading role in the play, in the movie. And they said, dude, there's no way you're being the leading role. You can barely speak. You're a doofus. The only movie you played in previous to this, you were a thug that got beat up. So he kept going back and going back and going back. And he brought that movie 1,500 different times to different agents in New York City at the time. And you're probably saying there's not that many agents. But he went back to each one time over, one time over. He went back to each one about 10 times each. And finally, they called him and said, we'll give you $125,000 for that movie script. And he said, okay, only if I'm the leading role. And they said, dude, we're not making you the leading role. Like, we're not. And he said, then no deal. He kept saying no deal. Can you imagine what would happen if Rocky had said yes to one of those things? Yeah. They actually had a different guy, I believe it was Ryan O'Neal or something like that was going to play Rocky. But he kept going back and they kept saying, we'll increase it to $250,000 if you do this. And he said, no. And he was super poor. He had to sell his dog for money at a certain point. He did buy it back. I'm not going to tell the whole story. But finally they called him and they said, listen, we'll give you $35,000 for the movie. And we'll let you be the leading role in the movie, with a percentage on the profits of the movie because we don't expect it to do well with you in the leading role. Rocky took $1 million to produce and it earned over $200 million when it came out. He sold his dog for $25. The first thing he did with his money was he went back to the store that he sold his dog at, and he finally saw his dog and the man that bought him. And he paid for his dog, he paid $25,000 for his dog. Yeah. He bought his dog back, first thing he did. Because that wasn't success to him. Money was just the thing. He was doing it for his outcome. His outcome was, I want to be an actor in the movie that I wrote. He knew his reasons why. He took massive action. He didn't say, someday I'll do it. He did it. What do you guys think of the formula so far, though? Can you relate to this? Yeah. Any of us can do this. It's just a matter of will we follow through. We good? Okay. I also like to think of someone like Bruce Springsteen, who, you guys like Bruce Springsteen, right? Even if you're not a huge fan of his music, you still say he's pretty damn talented. Bruce Springsteen went to every studio to try to get his first album produced. And they said, we don't want this album with you singing on it because your voice sounds gnarled, it sounds brash. Stick to the guitar. We'll get someone else for vocals, they told him. And he said, no way, dude. He went back and back and back, went to different studios until finally he got what he wanted. He adjusted his approach. How much do you adjust your approach before you quit? How much?
Until you succeed.
You do it until. You do it until you reach your outcome.